the exact time, as before. I held my breath. The footsteps stopped right outside my door. Clack. The doorknob turned. My heart stopped. This time, no scratching, no whispering, just a smooth, confident turn of the knob. No struggle, no slamming. The door opened, effortlessly. I had only just moved to this small town less than a month ago. A place nestled in a valley surrounded by pine forests and bumpy dirt roads. I teach English online. As long as the internet is stable, I can live anywhere. And this place, it was cheap, quiet, and beautiful. Honestly, I thought I'd found paradise. That night, my modem suddenly stopped working. The house didn't have cell reception either. My work the next day required internet, so I had no choice but to go out and ask a neighbor if I could borrow some Wi-Fi. I walked to the house next door. It looked old, and a strong, moldy smell hit me instantly. One side of the roof had caved in, moss-covered tiles dripping with moisture. The left wall was riddled with cracks like spider webs, some so wide they revealed the wooden frame inside. Paint peeled off in large chunks. The windows were covered with moldy fabric and black duct tape, not to block sunlight, but as if to stop something inside from seeing out, or to prevent outsiders from seeing in. The front yard was overgrown with weeds and dead tree stumps. A breeze blew past, making eerie sounds. The front door was gray-dried, warped. On it was a dark, dusty handprint, as if someone had recently touched it from inside. I stepped up and rang the bell. A man in his 50s, balding, appeared from the darkness. His gaze was strange, like he was studying me too closely. He spoke in a low, raspy voice.
"Who are you looking for?"
I gave a small bow and introduced myself as the new neighbor.
I explained my internet had gone out and asked if I could borrow his Wi-Fi just for the night,
since the technician wouldn't arrive until tomorrow. He kept staring at me, scrutinizing.
"You live alone?"
I nodded. His voice had a strange quality, polite yet slimy. I almost replied yes, but then I remembered my mother's words.
No matter where you are, never let a stranger know you're alone.
I smiled and said casually,
"No, my friend's getting gas out front. He hasn't come in yet."
His expression changed, slightly hesitant. Then he entered a password for me and went back inside. That night, I went online, video called a colleague for a few hours, then went to shower. There was no TV, no cameras. Nothing unusual until I heard footsteps in the hallway. I glanced at the clock, 1:38 a.m. Slow footsteps. Then they stopped right outside my door. I froze. No one knew I was here except the neighbor. I didn't come with anyone.
"Sorry, I got lost. Can I use your phone?"
A man's raspy voice echoed through the crack under the door. I didn't respond.
"I saw your light was on. Please help me."
I trembled, unsure what to do. My heart felt like it might burst. Then the voice changed.
"I know you're alone. I saw you come in alone."
He banged on the door. I backed away, shaking. I had nothing to defend myself, no knife, no spray. Just a phone with low battery and the gut feeling I was being hunted. I curled up in a corner, terrified. Suddenly, the footsteps faded. Silence fell outside. I crept toward the door and peeked through the peephole. No one. The hallway was empty. I glanced left and recoiled in horror. The shadow beneath the door was still there. He was standing just outside, deliberately avoiding the peephole. The walking sounds had been a trick. I backed away, mind blank. I reached for my phone to call emergency services. The screen displayed cold, white text, no signal. I ran to the corner of the room, and crouched beside the wardrobe. The silence became suffocating. No footsteps, no voice. But I knew he was still there, watching. 10 minutes passed, then 20. Still no change except the shadow disappeared. Was he gone? I didn't believe it. I didn't dare turn on the light. I sat curled in the dark, eyes locked on the doorknob. And then, click. A faint metallic sound. The doorknob turned slightly. He was still outside, trying the lock. He wasn't in a rush, like his only goal tonight was me. I didn't know him, had no grudge with him. So what did he want? I thought of all those true crime cases. Killers don't need reasons. My throat tightened. My hand clutched the underside of the table so hard it bled. I whispered into the air, "Please, someone help me, please." When the lock gave a loud click, I covered my ears and shut my eyes. He was breaking in. I was sure of it. Just then, a car horn blared from the parking lot. Headlights swept across the hallway. The doorknob stopped turning. I waited. No retreating footsteps. But I felt it, he left. As silently as he came. I waited 30 more minutes before unlocking the door. The hallway was empty, but on the doorknob, a deep scratch from a fingernail. So deep the wood paint had peeled. A warning. He could have entered if he wanted to. I didn't sleep. The next morning, I got up early. The technician was coming to fix the network. I saw the balding neighbor standing on his terrace staring at me. Even when I looked back, he didn't avert his eyes. The technician, as it turned out, was from my hometown. That made me feel safer. I casually asked if he'd ever worked in this area before. He smiled. This area, I come here a lot. Weirdly, the girls around here, mostly living alone, always seem to have network issues. But the men's homes, rarely. We joke sometimes that these women are keeping me employed. He seemed genuine. I trusted him and told him about last night. He listened, nodded, and gave me his personal number. Told me to call if I ever needed help. That night, the footsteps returned. 1:38 a.m., deliberate, slow, echoing through the hallway. I jolted awake. My chest throbbed. The digital clock glowed pale green. 1:38 a.m., the exact time, as before. I held my breath. The footsteps stopped right outside my door. Clack. The doorknob turned. My heart stopped. This time, no scratching, no whispering, just a smooth, confident turn of the knob. No struggle, no slamming. The door opened. Effortlessly. Mina, a voice, deep, hoarse, male, drawn out. I didn't think. I acted. I leapt to the bedroom, slammed the door, locked it, shoved everything I could, bookshelf, desk, chair, against it. My hands trembled too hard to hold my phone. I tried calling the technician, the only one who believed me. No service. I cried. Hopeless. Clacks, clack. Footsteps circling the living room. I heard something metallic scraping glass. A knife. A fingernail. Then the footsteps returned to the bedroom door. Crack. The door shook. The latch strained. It wouldn't last. I couldn't run. Nowhere to hide. I stood still, hands limp, ready for the worst. My heartbeat thundered in my ears. Ooh. I wanted to scream, but my throat closed. Then a blaring sound. A police siren, right outside, real, piercing. I doubted my own senses. Silence. Then retreating footsteps. A bump. A thud. Then nothing. I stood frozen in the dark. 3 minutes passed. Then I moved the barricade. The room was empty. Signal returned. I called 911. It connected. 15 minutes later, 2 local officers arrived. They searched the apartment and surrounding area. On the small strip of sand outside the porch where I'd laid gravel to avoid slipping, they found clear footprints. Heavy, deep, like military boots. But the front door showed no forced entry, no warping, no scratches. Just one small pry mark at the secondary latch. Barely visible without a flashlight. The older officer shook his head. This guy knew what he was doing. Not an amateur. He's done this before. I stayed quiet. His voice, the way he said my name. I told them about the siren. They checked city logs. No police car was in the area at 1:40 a.m. No calls before 2 examsu. They were only responding to my call. I froze. If it wasn't a real police siren, then what made him run? I checked my security camera. No footage. Likely disabled the moment he entered. I didn't sleep that night. Sat in a corner gripping a kitchen knife. The police reassured me they'd patrol more often, but I didn't know what to do. I suspected the neighbor. Only he knew I lived alone. His gaze had never been kind. I asked the police if they could pull footage from nearby houses. They refused. Not enough evidence. That afternoon, the police called. The technician had been arrested, caught breaking into another house. In his confession, my home was one of his targets. Everything he'd done fixing the network, being friendly, was a setup, but I still didn't understand. What about the police siren? The headlights?
The footage revealed the balding neighbor drove the car. He'd triggered the siren himself. To save me. He'd been here for years, seen too much, but never spoke. Just silently intervened. Whatever the reason, I owe him my life. And I learned this: never trust appearances. Never reveal personal details to anyone unless they wear a badge.